Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're continuing my anger series with So a Pisces is Mad at You. So I have this whole anger series based on anger of the zodiac signs, and when we look at anger, we especially look at the planet Mars. So for example, you might be a Leo. The sun was in Leo when you were born. You might say, I'm a Leo, but you look at your chart and your Mars is in Pisces. This would also apply to you or whatever person has their Mars in Pisces. This could also apply to sun, moon, any of the really influential planets. They're all really influential, but Mars is really the planet of anger. Mars in a water sign is an interesting placement. I have my Mars in Cancer. I immediately think of when you're angry, you're also sad. When you're angry, it's because you're hurt. It's not usually going to be because somebody bumped into you too hard at a bar. That would be like Aries, maybe an earth sign, like, hey, don't touch me that way. This is my personal space. These people are going to be the most angry when someone hurts them directly. And I can attest to that having a Mars in a water sign. So also having Mars in a water sign, I think of the most passive aggressive when it comes to their anger and expressing those types of emotions. They also might be a little bit unfamiliar with anger. They might be uncomfortable with the feeling of anger. So it might be easier for them to say, I'm sad or you hurt me, rather than I'm angry, I'm pissed off. You know, it might be hard for them to express that. Being more passive aggressive, they're going to dislike confrontation. Pisces is a fairly peaceful, friendly, loving sign for the most part. You know, they're known for bringing people together. People think of the Jesus archetype as the Pisces, or rather Jesus as the Pisces archetype. Somebody who brings people together, someone who unites, someone who loves people from all walks of life. So they're not known for confrontation. They're not known for you know, yelling at people or just flying off the handle all the time. I will say though, my Pisces friends, when they get angry, they are some of the most theatrical when they get angry. Not in a Leo sense where they're cursing and they are like, you know, shouting at you and doing a whole diva moment, but it really is like, I have a Pisces friend who I believe, if I'm telling this story right, because I know it happened a while ago, she felt that her boyfriend was not paying attention to her, which is a big Pisces thing. It's like, be present with me. You are not listening to what I'm saying. You are dismissing me. We'll get into what pisses them off later. But she felt he was just not there for her. And she started to get out of the car before he stopped driving. It reminds me of Crazy Stupid Love, but she was like, pull the car over, I'm getting out of the car now. Pull the car over, I'm getting out of the car. She was not in that moment able to kind of get to the surface. With water signs, I always just have these images of water, and Pisces with their anger and their hurt, it's like a tidal wave, and it's just, you know, whipping them around, and they can't see what's up or down, and they're just so, their whole world is this hurt, and they can't find the surface. And once they do, on their own time, once the tidal wave has passed, they can look up, they can be above the water and be like, okay, let me just float here and I'll figure out what I need to do. So they dislike confrontation for the most part. We've mentioned that. They are also highly, highly sensitive. So when you're dealing with a water sign in general, they're going to pick up on little things. They're going to be hurt by things that perhaps someone else would just pass by. They notice the little details, which is one beautiful thing about them. They notice emotional details and vulnerability, but some signs might find them, oh, you're too sensitive, you're getting mad about everything, you hold a grudge about everything, I can't do anything right with you, simply because they're so emotionally in tune that they cannot ignore those little twinges of like, that feels wrong. Having a Mars in water myself, it is like that. It's when somebody hurts you, you try to glaze over it, and you know, if both of you are having a good time, and even though yesterday you got in a fight, now you're out at the bar, a lot of people would be like, whatever, the past is in the past, we don't need to talk about it. Water, it's almost like there's a dam or something, and there's just more and more and more and more and more and more and more, and if you don't talk about it, it all floods out, and and the person in the way is like, what? So that's another thing about Pisces anger is it's sort of like that quote, people will not remember what you said, but people will remember how you made them feel. That's what, I kind of butchered that, but that's sort of how Pisces operate. They remember how people made them feel. Even if they say they're not, they can be grudge holders just because they viscerally remember how somebody made them feel. And they're someone who during arguments will bring up things from the past that also hurt them. If they haven't had a chance to talk about it yet, they're gonna bring it up. What is my dog doing? Are you okay? Love you. Oh, you're so cute. So a couple things that are gonna make a Pisces mad. I'm just referencing my notes over here so I don't ramble too much. Unkindness to them. If you intentionally are doing something to hurt them, they come from a point of view where why would anyone intentionally hurt someone else? And then it's like, really guys? Because when somebody hurts you, you are so vengeful and you wanna hurt them right back just to make them feel as deeply as you. But the catch is most people don't feel deeply as a Pisces. So some people, it's like, you know, when you're in a relationship or you've looked back on a relationship and you thought, I know that that person loved me, but I think my love was deeper for them than their love was for me. That's sort of how Pisces are with their feelings and with their hurt. It's like some people can be hurt, but not on that deep level. So I'm like, Pisces, if you can avoid trying to be vengeful, just avoid it because it takes up so much of your good energy. So unkindness to them, also unkindness to others. A Pisces would absolutely stick up for somebody who was in need, someone being bullied, made fun of, somebody being mistreated, somebody intentionally being hurt. If someone is in emotional distress because of the behavior of others, that's intentional. A Pisces is somebody that would really, really upset them. They feel very deeply for the people that they love. They feel very deeply for anyone who is in pain, who is suffering. They are extremely empathetic, and they'll get mad on other people's behalf, which honestly, we need people like Pisces. It's actually a really good thing to get fired up about, I think, because you will be an advocate for others. Another thing they'll get mad about is if you belittle their dreams. Pisces is big time fantasy dreamer, daydreamers. They've got these big, beautiful dreams. Not always the blueprint to achieve them, but we will talk about that another time. But yeah, they're dreamers and they really believe in their dreams, and they're kind of like, life is not worth living if you're not gonna dream. If you don't have an imagination and if you don't have aspirations and if you don't believe in some kind of higher power or energy, you know, life is so much less fun and so much less rich. And if you maybe belittle a Pisces religion, if you sort of push them as to why they're sober or why they enjoy meditation or why they believe in astrology or anything like that, if you sort of belittle their personal beliefs and their dreams, it's really going to hurt them and it's going to piss them off. If you dismiss a Pisces in any way, especially if they're trying to come to you with their feelings or what they need, or they're trying to help you speak their love language, it's going to hurt them and it's going to irritate them, because it's going to be like, well, that's how you show, do you not love me? Because why do you not want to put in the effort to make sure that I'm okay, to make sure that I'm feeling connected with, that I am able to be on the same emotional page as you? That's going to really irritate them if you are just kind of dismissive of that, if you don't want to talk about their feelings, if you don't want to hear them. And another thing is if you call them crazy or dramatic. Nobody likes being called crazy. You know, nobody likes any of the things I'm talking about, but especially Pisces. They know that they're different. They know that they're dreamers and that they have some unconventional ideas and goals, but don't belittle them even as a joke. It's just not funny. The same Pisces friend, she's a stand-up comedian or comic, I guess they say, right? I don't know. She's a comic. Anyway, and I love her comedy because she brings the darkness and the deep emotional hurt actually that she has experienced. It's a part of her comedy. So her comedy is not, you know, like cotton candy and just for a quick laugh. She really, really works through a lot of her trauma and a lot of her failed relationships, or why things didn't work, or being broke, or things like that. She really puts that into her comedy, and that's such a beautiful expression of Pisces energy, is like, I'm accepting all of those icky parts about icky feelings, and I'm also gonna laugh about it, and I'm also gonna be artistic with it, because of course writing her stand-up routine is artistic. She's writing. So being friends with her has also allowed me to see what a true art form comedy is, and how brave you really have to be. So when people sort of belittle her dreams, or she notices the treatment of female comics in the comedy world, and she notices that people maybe respect her less, or have respected her less, or treated her differently, that pisses her off. It's like, this is my dream, this is my goal, you're gonna take me seriously. Don't blow me off and dismiss me as this is a hobby or something. My dreams are real, my dreams are very personal to me, my dreams are who I am. So if you're gonna, you know, make fun of me for that, then middle fingers to the sky, you know what I'm saying? And Pisces, one thing to not do, oh my goodness, when they're mad, please do not say you're being so dramatic, or you're so sensitive, or calm down. Nobody likes that, but especially not a Pisces, because they know that they are like prone to, you know, pull over the car and I'm gonna get out now. They know that they're prone to that, but it doesn't feel dramatic or crazy to them. There's just so much going on that they don't know what to do. And the other option for them is just to fall into a puddle of tears and not be able to express themselves at all. So don't do those things, okay? Ways to, I don't want to use the word combat, because you don't want to be combative with a Pisces. Ways to sort of quell, is that the right word? To put an end to, typically by use of force. To subdue someone, okay. To quell, not by use of force, please. But to quell a Pisces anger, you're gonna need them, they're gonna have to have their outburst. Like I said, they're gonna need their own personal time to rise up from the wave and be able to look around and see that there is a vast ocean and this is not the whole world crashing down upon them. That does not mean that if they are speaking to you in a certain way, or mistreating you, or doing anything that's hurtful to you, or walks over your boundaries, that does not mean you have to listen to that. So just saying. But like most people, when they're angry, give them a little space. Don't try to punish them for their behavior. Just try to calmly say, if they're angry with you, I'm not comfortable with the way that we're having this dialogue right now. I'm not comfortable with the yelling. And I want to continue this with you because it matters that we reconcile, but I need to step away so that we can come back and talk in a calmer manner. Something like that. Don't try to walk away passive aggressively, get, you know, whatever, I'm out of here, like not that sort of thing. So strike a balance, because a Pisces will not like to be feeling abandoned, and that's just another tick that will hurt them. You know, that's another thing that will be like, wow, you did that to me, like, and then I was hurt and you walked away. So make sure it's clear that you're walking away because that's your boundary. I'm not going to be talked to that way. I'm not going to interact in this manner, but I'm happy to speak to you at another time. Like I've said, a Pisces will want you to hurt in the way that they've hurt, kind of similar to a Scorpio. They might not even see themselves as vengeful, because being vengeful and angry, especially to a Pisces, is just, you know, well, that's unkind, and I'm not unkind. I'm very intuitive, and I don't mean to hurt people, but it gives them this sense of, they're all about emotional sharing. They're all about empathy and feeling the same thing as someone else. So when it turns bad, it's the same thing. It's like, well, I want to be on the same emotional page as you. So if I'm devastated in pain, I need you to be devastated in pain, because it weirdly makes me feel connected to you, even though I hate you right now. It's a trip. But most of all, they want your vulnerability. They want you to put down your sword, you know? You're gonna have to be the one who is like, listen, I don't want to fight. You need to acknowledge that they're hurt. You need to say things like, I understand why you feel upset. I understand why you felt abandoned. I understand why you felt betrayed. And if you're, obviously this is only if you're truly sorry and you want to reconcile with them, but you need a good apology. You need to be vulnerable. It's actually totally fine if you cry. It's not like it's gonna be with a Capricorn who's like, can you not cry right now? Can you come to me correct or gather yourself in the corner? Pisces is like, oh yes, we are, like, they're gonna love that vulnerability if they know that you upsetting them has really hurt you that much. That sounds manipulative, but they just need to know that hurting them hurts you. And when they hurt you, they hurt themselves. It's very much this empathetic sort of shared emotional thing again. You're probably just gonna need to give them one chance to say how they feel. Like, look, I know things are up, you're acting different, and I have a feeling that I've hurt you, and I wanna give you a chance to talk about it because I don't wanna continue on like this. Boom, the floodgates are open. It's not the most fun thing to do and to sit through, but if you want to keep a Pisces as a friend or a partner or a close family member, then it's something you got to do, unless of course they're speaking to you or doing things that are crossing your own boundaries. Another thing to have a Pisces anger quelled and for them to forgive you a little faster, even though they will, there's no promise that they won't bring up this incident again, is sentimental gifts. They really enjoy, they do enjoy the material world, but especially when it's paired with feelings and sentimental things. A Pisces is someone who saves pictures and saves little ticket stubs and can be an emotional item hoarder a little bit. So, you know, if you give them your favorite novel, I know a Pisces moon who sent me their favorite novel for me to read because it made them feel close to me, knowing I had read the words that they had read, and I knew their favorite book cover to cover, literally. So things like that. So return that sentimental favor. Or, oh, I know you said the lighting in your new apartment is like kind of weird, so I got you a Himalayan salt lamp. Or, you know, it never hurts to add a little sentimental sweet gift to soften the anger of a Pisces, because yes, they can present as so angry and so hurt and just, oh, I don't know what to do. But just like water can be very hard and very aggressive and destructive, and it can also be so soft, and that is the natural state. It wants to be soft, it wants to be gentle. Pisces want to love. So that's another little way that you can get them to soften up sooner. So I hope you enjoyed this Pisces anger video. I wish you the best of luck dealing with any Pisces that are angry, or future Pisces that might be angry, or perhaps you with your own anger. And thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. It means a lot, a lot, a lot. I really appreciate this community I have here. And follow me on social media below. I will talk to you in my next video. Mwah! Bye, guys.